Arts Coordinator for Marion County Public Schools. I am pleased to welcome you to our second annual Elementary Orff Day. Your students are so excited to share everything that they have learned today. Before we get started, I want to take a moment. Can you please silence your cell phones, any other noise-making devices? The only melodies that we need to hear are out of our students today. You are welcome to take photos with the flash off and video recordings, but we ask that you do not disturb the viewing of those around you. If you do need to use the restroom, there are a couple restrooms located in that back corner through that door, and you are welcome to use those. If you have little ones who do need a break, please feel free to step out during the performance and rejoin us whenever they're ready. Thank you for being such a supportive audience. Your enthusiasm helps make this event super special for our students. You might be wondering, what in the world does the word Orff mean? So I promise you that by the time you leave today, you will know how to answer that question, and you will share in the joy of the Orff experience with your children. These students have spent the last 7 hours singing, playing, creating, and making new friends, and they are very excited to share what they have learned. The format of this afternoon's performance might be a little different than what you're used to experiencing before. This is what we call an Informance. So the goal is not just to perform the pieces that they've learned, but also to share with you a little about the process and how they learned them. You'll get a little behind the scenes look at what went into putting the program together. At this time, I want to introduce you to our amazing clinician who has been working with your students today, Miss Lisa Hewitt. Lisa has spent a lifetime of teaching elementary music and serving her schools, districts, and professional organizations. She has taught in Seminole County and Orange County Public Schools and recently retired, having spent 39 years as a music specialist. She holds a Bachelor of Music Education from Stetson University in DeLand. Her education also includes post-level 3 master classes for Orff Schulwerk teacher education. Lisa attended the International Summer Course at the Orff Institute in Salzburg, Austria in 2018 and Spain Orff in Madrid, Spain in 2019. Her leadership roles include serving on the National Board of Trustees and the Executive Board of AOSA. Lisa has presented in several states and at the AOSA Professional Development Conference. In 2016, she organized the first all-state elementary Orff ensemble for the Florida Music Education Association and continues to serve in this capacity. In addition to conducting several Orff all-state or all-county ensembles, Lisa was the first all-state Orff clinician for Idaho Music Education Association in January of 2020. She has served as president of the Central Florida Orff chapter, Region 4 representative on the AOSA National Board of Trustees, and served on the AOSA Executive Committee as president from 2019 to 2021. In November of 2021, Lisa was awarded AOSA Lifetime Membership in recognition of her exemplary service to this organization. Without further ado, I would like to present to you Miss Lisa Hewitt.
Thank you. This has been a lovely day. It has been a long day, but it has been lovely. Thank you for bringing your students. I know on a day off, but at least it's not Saturday. But we really appreciate it. They have worked so hard. It's been a challenge for them. There's been a lot of challenges, and that's okay. That's what we're all about as teachers. We want them to be challenged. I really hope that their musical skills were deepened and their artistic and creative parts of them were sparked a little bit and have confidence of creating music on their own. Because that's a main part of Orff Schulwerk. So you hear Orff, but then you also hear Orff Schulwerk. And so Schulwerk is German, that's school. And so Karl Orff was a composer in Germany and very well-known composer, and he had a school, a Schule, and he found that kids should be composers, just like he was a composer. And so he tried to provide a way that students could feel comfortable doing things on their own. So we learn a skill and then we go, what else can we do with it? Or here's all the skills you know. How can we take these skills and you create with these skills? So we've been building skills together today, and we've been taking the skill we learned and then trying to create with it. So you're going to hear some things where they actually created with it, or they made choices. They made choices of instruments that they had in some places, or how to use those instruments. So it's a lot about choice, but letting the kids, trusting the teacher to know how to bring the kids to the learning that our state and curriculum has, but through the process of creativity. So the purpose is to awaken the artistic potential in every individual and offer context into which this can be exercised. The Orff approach is a model for learning that involves a much broader spectrum. So they don't just come into music and sing. They come in and they're actually learning concepts and skills. And I asked, the students have been doing a great job, the teachers have been doing a great job, because I would question them like, what did we just do? Oh, I heard we changed tempo. Great job, and you used the word tempo. So we were doing fast and slow. So we use all those skills and then we use them within what we're doing. This is going to be a little bit different because you're going to hear me prompt the kids with what they're doing, and I'm here to help them and give them the anchor that they need to do what they're doing, because it's all new. They learned all this from this morning, which is incredible to me that they put all these notes and all these letters and rhythms in their head. So I'm going to get the kids started in their circle for this song. Yeah, we're going to do something, just a song, because sometimes people say Orff just does instrument. Those are the Orff instruments. But actually, Orff sings. Well, actually, we start with singing in a lot of things. And today I did start with singing in a lot of the things. So I just wanted the teachers to see that. And if the circle over here can step out. Who in the circle can tell your parents, what's an ostinato?
Something that repeats?
It's a repeated pattern, and you're going to hear repeated patterns everywhere today. So that's a big thing that Orff uses, is those ostinato patterns. Okay, let's see. We're going to do the ostinato pattern, and then we're going to sing our song twice. Got it? Okay, so we are focusing on beats, staying together, building that ensemble, and keeping an ostinato together. And then in body percussion. This is called alpha fornus. The focus is rhythm, which they learned with body percussion. And then we took the body percussions and we transferred it to instruments. So you're going to hear them do the body percussion first. Body percussion first, and then they'll pick up instruments and they're going to transfer what they did for you on the body percussion to an instrument. And we talked about timbres. You're going to hear 3 different timbres, groups of timbres, and that's part of our curriculum, learning the difference between the drums or membranes and the metals and the woods and the shakers. There's all kinds of different things that we have to teach them. So this is unpitched percussion. involved in that. They had to know the difference between what the drum part was doing. We had the A, the B, the C, and we did an A, B, A, C, A, coda. And the kids, they told me what the coda was. So they had a lot of input on that. And we're moving to the barred instruments, or the Orff instruments, or the mallet instruments. We have lots of names for these instruments up here. So sometimes music is used to enrich a story, and sometimes stories are happy, and sometimes stories are sad. And in music, happy and sad, and all this moods like that, we would call tonality, and that's actually a word in 4th to 5th grade. Tonality. So tonality is major, minor. That's sad. You're going to see the book up here. So I introduced the book to them. It's called Fortunately. And I taught them a song. And then we learned it with solfege. And then they had to come to an instrument and figure out from what I told them. Solfege is do, re, mi, sol. We figured that out. You don't get this part. Help you out. And then they transferred to the instruments. And so now they're going to help tell the story. Don't forget to sing. Your large F should be off. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I knew I put them on for a reason. Yes. Thank you for keeping it all straight. Okay. Fortunately by Rey Charlip. Fortunately, one day, Ned got a letter that said, "Please come to a surprise party." But unfortunately, the party was in Florida, and he was in New York. Fortunately, a friend loved him an airplane. Unfortunately, the motor exploded. Fortunately, there was a parachute in the Unfortunately, there was a hole in the parachute. Fortunately, there was a haystack on the ground. Unfortunately, there was a pitchfork in the haystack. Fortunately, he missed the pitchfork. Unfortunately, he missed the haystack. Fortunately, he landed in the water. sharks in the water. Fortunately, he could swim. Unfortunately, there were tigers on the land. Fortunately, he could run. Unfortunately, he ran into a deep, dark cave. Fortunately, he could dig. Unfortunately, he dug himself into a fancy ballroom. Fortunately, there was a surprise party going on, and fortunately, the party was for him because fortunately, it was his birthday. The end. Now, for teachers who are trying to teach valid technique, having all that repetition is awesome. And they're not whining about it, they're getting to play a song, so that's what it's all about. So a lot of repetition, beginning valid technique, trying to alternate your hands, just like your brain, you work both sides of your body when you're doing a lot of music stuff. Okay, so this one is called From Music for Children, Volume 1. This is from the Orff volumes that were created in Germany, and then people brought it over here and translated them and transferred them into, they kind of Americanized them for us, so that it gave us examples of what to do with kids. We can play them, they're fine to play, but it's a jumping off spot. And so I took one and I pulled things out of this one, I pulled things out of this one, I pulled things out of this one, and so this is the piece that we have. Oh, and the other really big thing in here, there's a part where you hear this part doing something and then this part answers. It's a question and answer. So they have to learn how to create question and answers. They have to end on a certain note, so it's not do. So this group is ending on so. They're ending so that it sounds like a question. And you'll hear them all hit that G at the same time. Yes? Okay. And then we hear this group give an answer, and they end on do, because do is home. And so they should all hit C at the same time. Yes? Yes. And this has been a lot. This was a lot of learning for them. And we're building performance with an ensemble so that they can start learning how to listen. So when they go to secondary school and they hit all these ensembles, they have a good foundation for that. we're just going to take our song, Let Music Surround You, and we're going to take it up a notch. And we're going to do something called canon. Canon is when two or more groups sing the same song, but start at different times. And so we're going to have two groups. They've added some movement to it. In my Orff classroom, movement is a big part of feeling the beats and feeling the artistry of the song. So we're going to end with that. I'm just going to have a little plug here for when they go to secondary school. How many of you have fifth graders? How many of you have fourth graders? Anybody third graders? Well, fourth graders, you'll probably hear this again next year. But put this in your brain. I told the kids they had to do click, save, drag it over to their hard drive and put it in their folder there, their account. One of the kids told me, you have to put it in my account. Oh, absolutely, put it in your account. Your child is going to move to secondary school, and music in elementary school is very different from secondary school. They actually go to ensembles or music dance or music theater, depending on what different high schools would have. But the competent skills developed in elementary school becomes the foundation for their success in that of each performing ensemble. This is why having highly qualified, certified music educators in elementary schools is so important. It starts everything. You want to have marching band? They need to have started this kind of stuff in their classrooms in elementary school. Please support having arts in our elementary schools by letting decision makers know you think it's important. This could be something like sending an email or giving a phone call to your principal, your school board, county, state representatives, anybody that's making decisions about what's happening with your schools. And share your support of your music teacher and the music programs in your district. A lot of good things happening in Marion County. Funding comes up every year, so be diligent, because if you appreciate these programs, you have to let them know. These are the kind of programs, sometimes it's not math, but you know what? We do math. You know, we talk about quarter notes, half notes. We are dividing in time. We're dealing it with on a different level, but we do math. We do reading. We do science. There's a lot of science going on up here. There's a lot of technology, but we do it in a more artistic way. But I could literally cover everything in my classroom, and I enjoyed having the classroom teachers tell me, oh, we're doing this in our classroom, or in a month, which is great. In a month, we're going to be doing this. I'm like, yes, I know exactly what I need to do to support you, and then you can support me, because then I don't have to teach that part. You've already taught it. So it really is helpful when it works like this. So I really encourage you to do that. We're going to do our canon.
It's still on. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give one more big round of applause to all of our students. All right, at this time I would like to take a moment to recognize each of our students, and we are going to present them with a certificate of participation. So a couple things, one of our music teachers, would you guys go grab the lights in the back? Our students who have the scarves and the lights, can you make sure that they get back over to Miss Hewitt? And then we're gonna call you guys up one at a time, present you your certificate, and then parents, you guys get to take a picture. And then if your music teacher is here and they would like to join you, they can do that as well. All right, first up we have Mackenzie Peterson. Nailani Robinson. Jamari Donaldson. Kalia McNair. All right, we have Nora Harris. Next up is Liam Rivera. Marishka Wiley Martinez. Elizabeth Eichelberger. Oh, come on, I know you can clap more. Isabel Johnston. It has been a long day. They are very tired. We gotta cheer them on, y'all. Madison Baker. Oh, we've got Isabel first. Hang on, Madison, give me 1 second. All right. Oh, she didn't want her picture taken. My goodness. Addison Bailey. Hold up your certificate. Hold it up. Show it off. There you go. Raven Lacey. Mackenzie Crow. Kaylin McQueen. Where's Kaylin? Where'd she go? She was, okay. Kaylee Foster. Oh, Kaylin's coming, okay. Be right back up. There's Kaylin. Caden Perez.
How are you? Yeah, buddy. There you go.
Abriel Beto Jimenez. Damaya Baker.